business. So that is what we are going to be doing tonight, and I am excited to be here. I am grateful to all of you who have come, everyone who has been here for the past 3 days. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Those who could not be here and they can only find time today being a weekend, yes, still grateful. Those who have been able to watch the replays as well, because I do get comments coming in as a result of the replay. So if you are here and perhaps you don't know me, my name is Beatrice Yakubu. I'm the founder of Simply Family Business. I do help business owners with digital marketing strategies and ideas. And indeed, this event is about helping us to think bigger than where we are in terms of us thinking in the way of how can we grow our business, how can we grow ourselves, how can we grow our career, how can we stay healthy so that whatever it is that God has purposed for us in our lives, we will be able to achieve that. Because without health, obviously, nothing happens. So what I'm going to do is, let me just bring myself for now on here so that, yeah, okay. So the most important thing is going back to what happened in the past 2 days. Day one, was a leadership day, leadership and marketing. And Pastor Maureen Carew talked about leadership, the fact that if you are not able to lead yourself, guess what? You cannot expect others to follow you. So you have to be able to lead yourself. And when we talk about leadership, it's not just leadership in business. Everyone is a leader in one shape or form. But it is important that you think about leading yourself and be able to make your own decisions. Of course, when you are making decisions, you consult other people. But most of the time, you have to use your own intuition and you have to use your own action step to kind of conclude at the decisions that you want to make that will move your life forward or your business forward, for that matter. Also, in the process of being a leader, you need to be determined to achieve whatever goals that you set for yourself. And that isn't always easy. I think that is the reason why a lot of people would rather just stay with the status quo. But being determined is one key area that will help us to be able to achieve our life's goals. The third point that she made, which really stood out from the 3 Ds, is discipline. Now we know that in order to be disciplined, it takes a ton of effort. It is easy to be indisciplined because, I mean, as an adult, if you don't do something, who is going to come after you? Maybe your bills, but if you don't do something and you spend the time that you should have spent learning something or creating something, watching things that will not serve you, the detriment is that you are actually wasting your tomorrow. But so for that reason, obviously people aren't going to see you as a unique person and follow you. And if you're a business owner, obviously it's even more upon you to kind of be disciplined in terms of putting your daily activities in place to move your business forward. Then yesterday we talked about, and this was Linda. So Linda is a TV show and a transformational speaker. She talked about the area of growth, so mindset, fixed mindset and growth mindset. Now, most of us, majority of people actually have a fixed mindset. And I think that is one of the reasons for this event, so that we are thinking beyond just that, what we are now, in the sense that if you want to grow yourself, you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your personal life, you need to have a shift in mindset, because the mindset that brought you here to where you are now in your business or in your lifestyle is not the same mindset that will send you to where you want to be. So you need to be able to have a growth mindset, thinking differently. And she mentioned the consequences of if you are having a fixed mindset. The consequences is that technologically you are going to be left behind. And for me, I see people in that arena on a day-to-day basis. People are just stuck. They don't know what to do about the technology. But I know of one lady, and she's going to be speaking this evening briefly, Pastor Joy. She has refused to let technology put her down all the time, regardless of how many hours that she's going to spend to learn one thing, she will learn it. So I know that there are people like that who have the growth mindset. They would put God first and say, no matter what, I know that God will put me through. And indeed, we don't want to be left behind, because technology is really, really running at a fast pace. It is even difficult for those who are up and doing to catch up, never mind those who are not. So it is important that you have a growth mindset so that you look at technology positively. People are already talking about AI in different ways, but whether you agree with it or not, it's already here. It's just like social media. It's already here. What you need to do is to look at the positive side of it. How can it improve my business? How can it improve my general life? How can it help me to write my blog posts? How can it help me to communicate better with my audience? That is the perspective of the growth mindset that you should look at. Then the other thing that she talked about is that if you have a fixed mindset, the other issue is psychologically you are stuck. Because remember that it is the mind that drives everything in our lives. And so once you are not thinking about things in a flexible way, when you come across a challenge in your life, you just think that is how life is supposed to be, or you haven't got any leeway. But guess what? We have choices every day. But until you give yourself that permission to be able to have a choice to move forward to where you want to be, you are going to be psychologically in that situation where you think that, the world is not fair, everything is always against me, and I don't know what to do. No, there's help out there all the time. Then emotionally as well, if you have a fixed mindset, emotionally you are going to be drained, because fear alone is the one single thing that keeps people stuck. And once you have a fixed mindset, fear is at your doorstep all the time. So fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of what people will say, fear of whatever, name it. And for that reason, you are not open to taking decisions or to opportunities. And remember that if you are not taking opportunities, guess what? You are perhaps retrogressing as far as your progress is concerned. Yes, you need to take calculated risk, but if you are having a fixed mindset, you go into deals or decision making with the aim not to lose. So this is the guy who wrote the book, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. He talks about the fact that unsuccessful people would always think about playing the game not to lose instead of playing to win. And when you're playing not to lose, can you even imagine when you are watching football? Anytime the players decide to protect their not to lose, like they don't want to concede a goal, sometimes eventually, and most of the time eventually, they actually do concede a goal. And that is the same for us. When you are having a fixed mindset and you're playing the game of life, whether it's business or your health or whatever, your family life, you're playing not to lose, eventually, unfortunately, that also becomes your story in terms of your loss. Then the other aspect that she mentioned was income. If you are having a fixed mindset, guess what? If you're not taking opportunities, what's going to happen? Your income is not going to grow, because things are going to come your way that instead of you to think of taking the calculated risk you want, and then guess what? If you're not taking that up upon yourself, you are going to be the same. It could be your career, it could be your business, anything that you do in life that involves risk. If you don't have a growth mindset, you are going to sabotage yourself and sabotage your progress, in the sense that you're not taking action. And I think this guy, John Mason, in his book, The Enemy Called Average, he talks about the fact that people who would not expect to fail are people who haven't invested anything. And because if you haven't invested anything, and if you haven't thought of think of moving forward, then you have nothing to lose. But then what people don't think about is, what is the cost of staying stuck or staying where you are, as opposed to the reward or the risk of moving forward. So financially, you are going to be putting yourself at a disadvantage. Then spiritually as well, she said, you are going to be spiritually bankrupt, because when we talk about spirituality, you should be flexible and fluid about your spirituality. And for most of us, we are so stuck, especially in the Christian world, we are so stuck as far as Christianity is concerned, doing religion versus having faith. I just love it when she mentioned it that way. Instead of having faith, we are stuck in following religion and following rules, and not having the faith to move forward in whatever we want to achieve, or even in whatever God has designed for us. Because the rules of God is that you have to move towards him before he moves towards you. And sometimes it takes faith to move towards God in certain things that we have to do in our lives. So that is it with today, with yesterday's, the day before, and then yesterday's recap. Of course, I did talk about digital media. I know that a lot of us do struggle when it comes to digital media, and especially I do social media for people, and I have come to realize that how we think about social media is that we are not selling on social media, but there is a big piece of the puzzle that we don't always consider, i.e., 40% of sales, if you look at the big companies, 40% of their sales, they do social media big time, but 40 to 45% of their sales come from email marketing. And I think that is what we are missing. And in my case, that is what I think that I'm going to drive my clients towards, i.e., having the right funnel and automating your business so that your leads are coming in on autopilot. And all that you are now doing is either doing your events and communicating to drive people into your funnels, and then within your email list setting, you are able to generate your income and grow your business in that respect. So that's it for what we have been talking about in the past few days. Of course, today is a beautiful day. And I cannot wait to introduce my next speaker, Dr. Terry. So let me just pull out Dr. Terry's bio. This lady has done incredible things. And in order for me to read, unfortunately, these days, I have to wear glasses. But hey ho, when you reach a fifth floor, what can you say? So now I do it with grace and ease. Thank the Lord. Yes, so Dr. Terry is joining us all the way from the United States. When we talk about business is about creating relationship and building relationships as well. And in terms of relationship, I am so blessed that by God's grace, I'm able to knock on people's doors, and then they say yes to my request. So I'm really grateful that Dr. Terry, you are here. So before I go on, Dr. Terry is a personal lifestyle, medicine, and clinical health coach. She worked with Dr. Terry's work is all about shedding light on what it takes to root out the real health drivers for Christian women entrepreneurs selfishly fills their own cup up. Having gone through her own health, God used the dark season to fuel a passion to help his beautiful, precious daughter who suffered from their own dark health sessions. So she supports Christian women who are passionate about influencing the world for the kingdom's sake, who have been assigned a purpose for business influence, but are challenged by life distractions and declining energy, leaving their health out of balance. Dr. Terry's functional medicine approach teases out the root behind why her clients are not feeling at the top of their game. She does not wait until they have developed a disease state before she intervenes. Isn't that incredible? Her passion is the growth is to grow the kingdom and show the goodness of God and how Phil House is in health. It makes perfect sense that by helping Christian women achieve their health goals, she is in turn helping the kingdom. This is a beautiful partnership. And on that note, help me, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Dr. Terry to the event of business and personal growth. Dr. Terry, you're welcome.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Do you want me to just like hop right in and get to it?
Yes,
Okay.
please. Let me just pin
Yeah,
you.
can I share my screen?
Absolutely. Just give me a
Okay.
second to
Okay.
to enable that to happen.
I have a
And
presentation, visuals. We need visuals.
yes, no problem. Yes. Okay, I need to find you here and
Okay.
then make you co-host. Yes, so you have
And-
the permission to share now, please.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I can't believe now, in all honesty, I have not been able to attend because of the time change and it landing during my work hours and stuff. So, but everything that you recap, Beatrice, it's like only God could orchestrate this because guess what? I have 3Ds also. And everything that you've said ties into what I'm about to say. So let me share my screen. All the buttons that we have to do in this tech, but we're not going to be afraid, right?
No.
Um, I'm let's see. There we go. What can you guys see? Can you just see the main screen?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So because of time, I'm going to just kind of follow my script here. I otherwise I'll just chase rabbits and get all passionate about things. So I'm truly honored to be sharing what I feel God has put on my heart for this event. I spent a lot of time praying about it, and it looks like He's woven it in quite beautifully. You'll see. For most of you, this is our first time meeting, but if you're here, I already know a few things about you. You believe you have a calling on your life. You are passionate about that calling. And something I may not know for sure, but I'm pretty confident in saying you are pulled between two forces, your purpose and taking care of yourself. As a Christian, I believe we have a battle here on earth. Um, and it's a reflection of a deeper spiritual battle. Satan likes to derail you in your health and your walk with God to really thwart your purpose. Now, I've mentioned a few things that I'm pretty sure I know about you. Let me just kind of share a few things about myself. As Beatrice has introduced, I'm Dr. Terry Truesdale. And first and foremost, I'm a daughter of God. This is my rooted identity, which has taken years to work out. I work as a functional medicine chiropractor, and previously I was an educator. So teaching really is a gift from God, and it does fill my cup up. So I'm so happy that she reached out and asked me to join. But why I am here is that I too have a calling on my life, and that is to train God's his beautiful children, his army, to battle better, to defeat any health issues that are keeping them from fulfilling God's purpose in their life. I believe it is not God's design for us to have bad health, but I do believe it is Satan's. I also believe that everything God created, the enemy tries to corrupt or hijack. This includes your health. Okay, I have to figure out, okay, is this the right? Okay, I got the right button. All right. So let's talk about the tactics the enemy uses to keep us from optimal health. Not all of you are going to fall into all three categories. There will be some variation here, but as I go through them, note where you're at. Okay. Usually, if it's the thing that kind of like just hits your heart, hits your gut, then that's probably the one I'm speaking to. Now, in terms of deception, and these are the 3Ds, deception, the enemy often lies to us by concealing the fundamental truth about our choices, our health choices. He also deceives us through sheer volume of information. And I don't know if you've ever like Google searched a symptom and you're like, what? And then you were just more confused than ever. Diversion. The enemy wants us to be turned away from our primary goals and purpose, the most critical of which is God and the abundant life he has for us. And then lastly is division. The work of the enemy is to divide us within, which spills out into many divisions among us externally in other relationships. Discouragement is not one of the 3Ds, but it is certainly a result of them. So there's a lot of discouragement out there as it relates to our health. And this information is really designed to encourage you, body, mind, and spirit. On the physical side, healing of your body and using a different approach to resolving your health issues. I feel like this has been a theme for you guys. And then learning another way, thinking in a new light, empowering your decisions. This goes to that mindset. And then believing in and harnessing the promises of God, taking what God has given me to minister to you. So we're going to jump right into deception. I don't fully know how the medical system how it works in the UK. I have a few close friends there, and if their story is anything like yours, then odds are you have been shuffled around the medical system with no real resolution for things, especially chronic issues, leaving you with a sense of being powerless about your own body. But the truth behind the deception that you are stuck is that you have options to treatment and care. And more importantly, you have authority over all of your health journey. We are heirs to God's kingdom, and we have authority over every aspect, including your health. But the journey has to start somewhere. And I believe it begins with knowledge. Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge." That is how powerful knowledge is, that the lack of it can cause destruction. Did you know that you have choices about your health? Not just this model, and we're going to talk about this model of healthcare that we're in. So I'm going to give you an analogy to explain. This is the dam analogy. You live in a house, and in this analogy, the house is your body, and floodwaters are coming in. And here, floodwaters are health symptoms, and the floodgates are open. The water's just, rising in your house, and you try to do the only things that you know what to do, and the only resources that you have available to you. Um, like modern medicine, conventional medicine, allopathic medicine, pharmaceuticals, surgeries, maybe third-party payers, government, whatever it is. Like those are your resources. So of course you go to them and you're like, I got to get the water out of my house. And everyone's focused on the water being in the house. Until you know why you got sick to begin with, or why the water ended up in the house in the first place, you will not be fully treating the root cause. You will only be given those resources to help you with the symptoms, not root solutions. So everything here on earth is a pattern of things in heaven. And God has a design for all areas of our life, including health. Again, God creates, Satan corrupts. Not only is this true in our health, but it is true in our healthcare system. I've been in it long enough to see it. So he has deceived our culture into believing there is only one path to take for getting better. He has deceived you into believing that there is only one choice. He has deceived us into surrendering our God-given authority over our health to his preferred corrupted version of what God intended. So let's talk about what God actually intended. Who here suffers from any of these listed? I'm not going to read them off. You can look at the slide. You can kind of go over it and categorize what you're, check off the boxes mentally. But who here has suffered from any of these things or is currently suffering? What health issues here are keeping you in bondage? Pain and illness is a tactic of the enemy to keep you from fulfilling God's purpose in your life. Would you say, has Satan been successful? Just looking at our own challenges or those of friends and family, has he been successful in his tactics? How many of you suffer from these things or have friends and family that suffer from these things? I would say he's doing a pretty good job at his tactics. How many of you feel you can give the message God has put on your heart, your work, your ministry, whatever it is, when you are suffering from any of these symptoms or being distracted by others in your life who are dealing with these health issues? So, my mountain is health for Christian women. So, I'm going to give you some stats on that. But any men here who are going to be watching this, you're not exempt from this. Since this is also a business summit, I have stats on how it relates to work. Between 2015 and 2023, so just this year, over 900 companies participated in the study. It's called the Women in the Workforce Study. And more than 450,000 people, just under 500,000 people, were surveyed on their workplace experiences. The result: women suffer from burnout at a rate double to men. Another study published in December 2021, so just a few years back, concludes with this. The web of fatigue and stress for women is comprised of psychosocial, financial, cultural, physical, and medical strands. Attention to diet, moderate exercise, connection to family, and high quality sleep may be protective for women. Okay, great. That's your solution. Eat clean, exercise, take supplements, engage in family, and get good sleep. Well, if that was all that there was to it, then why am I here? Why do I still encounter patients who are struggling with pursuing their purpose and feeling healthy and well while doing it? So something isn't lining up, right? It's not jiving here. I'm going to introduce you to what I call a kingdom model of health. Allopathic medicine or conventional medicine really is a sick care model. They're very good at the what. They tend to diagnose you with a symptom, for example, high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a symptom, not a disease. It is the result of a deeper issue. Who has heard of the term functional medicine? I can't see everybody, but I'd be curious to know if you want to put it in the chat. Functional medicine looks for the root behind health issues. We look for the dam. So going back to that analogy, everybody in conventional medicine is looking at the house and looking at the water. In conventional medicine, we look at the dam. We turn our eyes further upstream and we look at the dam. Not only that, we look to see why the dam broke in the first place. Functional medicine is good at the why. Why do you have hypertension as a symptom? The root issue is the true diagnosis. This kingdom model of medicine shares similarities with how Jesus approached people's health while here on earth. So, I got to move this little thing out of the way. There we go. So, Jesus focused on people, right? People, not prophets. Jesus approached healing with an individualized approach, no broad brushes. He didn't heal everybody the same way. Jesus sought to get to the root of our heart. Well, functional medicine gets to the root cause of illness. Jesus built us for relationship and to walk with him. Functional medicine practitioners understand this. We walk in relationship with you. This is your journey, and we are a resource for you. As believers, we have kingdom authority over healthcare. We were never designed to surrender our bodies to a model of medicine that takes away our authority. So that's, as a functional medicine practitioner, in walking in partnership is that's what we do. We don't take away your authority in your decision making. You have options. You are not finding answers to your questions, or if you're not finding answers to your questions, if you are not getting resolution to your symptoms, you do not have to be stuck. You have doctors of all kinds, like myself, who practice this way. And I know you do over in the UK too. You have health coaches who work this way. And, God bless the technology that he's given us, just like Beatrice said. There's so much positive in it, and you can work with people outside of your local confines that, through internet, right? And you can access coaching programs that are designed to walk you through the process of healing from this kingdom perspective. And by the way, God is not limited by either of these approaches, um, conventional medicine or functional medicine. And in truth, He can heal with no medicine. And I'm not bashing conventional medicine. I'm just saying, like, if you get in a car accident, if you broke a bone or anything like that, or had a heart attack, those acute issues, by all means, don't come see me. I'm not equipped to handle that. They are. But what they're not equipped at handling is all the chronic stuff, all the chronic diseases that simply are not getting better. The weight gain, the diabetes, the blood sugar issues, the fatigue, autoimmune, right? They just aren't equipped. One other additional deception I want to touch on, because it will play a role in the mindset as we cover the other two Ds. We can be deceived into believing the lies of Satan, or we can be deceived into not believing God's truth. So, the lies of believing, Satan would love nothing more than for us to think these lies. It's God's fault we're sick. God could have stopped it or prevented it. Or sickness is something that happens to us kind of passively, like it is all just part of the aging process, and that we do not have to take any responsibility for our own health, which leads to the other side of the coin, where we do not believe God's word. We stop believing the truth of what God says. Our bodies are holy ground, and we have been given a responsibility to steward them. Luke 16:10 says, "The one who is faithful in a very little thing is also faithful in much, and the one who is unrighteous in a very little thing is also unrighteous in much." So, speaking of not being faithful, that leads us to point number 2, which is diversions. The enemy layers upon deception a daily onslaught of distractions. If he can keep you distracted, inadvertently causing you to make unhealthy choices simply because you're too distracted to make healthy ones, then you won't have the time or energy to look into the truth that counters his lies. It's like his plan B. Nehemiah 6:1-9, you guys know the story. It's a great example. Sanballat and the rest of his enemies found out that Nehemiah had finished rebuilding the wall and that no gaps had remained. All that was left was setting up the doors and the gates. So he was almost done. How often are we so close to that finish line and the enemy just wants to distract us from getting there? 5 times that crew pestered him and tried to distract him. They tried to use rumors, lies, threats, tricks. I mean, talk about distractions. Proverbs 12:25 says, "Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression." A discouraged, depressed Christian won't be very productive in serving the kingdom of God. Because of this, Satan works hard in sowing seeds of distraction to weaken and discourage Christians. Usually, this is all fear-based. So, another point that Beatrice brought up, and we're going to break that down here in just a second. And it does speak to our mindset. Here are just a few examples so you know what I mean by that. So, in terms of lifestyle, maybe there's fear in making changes. What if you fail? What if it doesn't work? And then time. Uh, because you are choosing to do something else for your health instead, you have fear you won't complete tasks, which are usually the ones that are ultimately distracting you. There's energy, fear you can't do what you ultimately have to do to take action to improve your health or commit to um, honoring this holy vessel. And then resources. Maybe there's fear that you won't have support either at home or insurance or in the medical facilities or financial support. These are common areas of diversion. And wouldn't you know it, are also the approach that functional medicine practitioners address when moving someone into health. We address these areas because often it is in these areas that Satan tries to infiltrate. For example, if he can keep you from not moving because he is busy keeping you busy, distracted, then your health will not benefit from all the positives that movement has. There's this thing called the 90-10 effect. Studies have shown that 90% of your health is actually determined by constructs like social behavior, environmental factors, things like eating, relationships, supplements, exercise, environmental like toxic exposures. 10% of your health is affected by conventional medicine, things like surgeries, medication, and even genetics. And in truth, when you go to these docs, they do not seek to capture the relevant information that 90% holds. We are surrendering our 90% over to those who hold the 10%. Talk about Satan hijacking our health. It is no wonder society's overall health is in decline and not improving at all. Isaiah 45:2 says, I will go before you and make the crooked places straight. This is the promise, but we have a choice to either follow the diversions of the enemy and the crooked path that he puts before us, or be led by God for our straight path that leads to better health. This is how we play a part and how and where our responsibility comes from. Matthew 6:21 says, For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Our feet will follow our heart. So if part of heart or all of your heart is has treasure along the path that the enemy has diverted you to, then to find true healing, those rooted heart issues need to be addressed. And God wants to refine this area for you. Where Satan wants you stuck in fear, like we went over in the last slide or 2 slides ago, God is calling you to freedom. We are not called to fear. God wants you to walk in faith on his straight path for you. He can turn those areas of fear into faith. So let's do that really quick. Back to the lifestyle, knowing the truth that you are equipped to make better choices. And in time, it will either cost you time and money now, or it will cost you later. Been in the industry long enough to see it. Energy. You will need to sow energy to get energy. That's just, it's just how it works. It'll take work to move forward. Don't be afraid of doing this work. And then resources. You will not be alone in your health journey when working with someone, especially a person of faith, because we tie it all together, body, mind, and spirit. We need to walk in faith, not only for our health, but for our calling and purpose, our business, our family. Your body is the foundation on which you can perform. If it is not working optimally, then do you think anything that comes from you, from your body, from your mind, is going to have an optimal outcome? Think of your health as the first seeds to sow. 2 Timothy 2:6 says, the hardworking farmer should be the first to receive a share of crop. I don't know if that's come across your awareness at all, ever reading this verse. But this is the authority and mindset that I'm talking about. It is a lie straight from hell that says you have to do all of these distractions first. Okay, so this is the last D, the one that is harder to see and address. But this is division. And division is about separation. Separation from what, though? From any relationship God calls good, relationship with him, with yourself and with others, with food, with your environment. Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Satan will use the tactic of division as a way to open up doors of access to us, not like in demonic possession type things, but things like spiritual oppression and bondage. Okay, so on this slide, this is my best body mind. And on one end of the funnel, you have the world. And then on the other end of the funnel, God calls us to show the world God in us, right? So if we're getting everything in from the world and it goes through these layers, like this filtration process, and it gets gummed up, then what is going to come out of us at the other end? It's something Beatrice said, and I can't quite remember, but it made me think of asking this question. For those of you who are moms, especially of young kids, what example are you setting for your kids when you put your health needs last? I mean, what was that scripture in 2 Timothy? The farmer gets his first share first. I mean, this is outside of tithing, of course, but like scripture's clear on this. We are responsible in how we treat our body, how we, the choices that we make to uphold and withstand the darts of the enemy. And as parents, we have to set that example. And getting by is not God's plan for you, by the way. Just living all gunked up in that filter, in that picture, is not his plan for you. Okay, so the miracle at the wedding in Cana. Here's a few points I want to make about this story. We all know the story. Jesus could not perform the miracle until the vessels were empty. We need to be empty of ourselves and surrender our health walk and all those distractions to Jesus before he can perform the miracle. Going back to that last image, think of that like the vessel, right? Like this vessel is like that vessel, that filter. It can be all gunked up with the stuff Satan corrupts, all those layers. But we are called to be clean and free of those things. Number 2, we also have to we were asked to put water in the vessels, and they were obedient. I am sure they were confused, but they didn't have restored the exact same wine they had been drinking. Less good, gave the best of the best. The stuff was even
Hi, Terry.
better than vessel. Yes, are you there?
Yes, yes. It's just that you, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, are we good now?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear me from all the rest of the slides before?
Yes. It's just that brief
Oh, okay,
moment.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We're back on track.
Yes.
My goodness. Okay, thank you, Lord. Okay, so wineskins, real quick on wineskins. And Beatrice, this goes back to something that you introed with. You cannot put something new in or on something old. An old wineskin is not flexible enough to expand when new fermenting wine is added. The best miracle God gave us, our salvation and the indwelling of the Holy Spirit into our vessel, cannot be put in an inflexible old container. Where there is new wine, there must be a new wineskin or a flexible container for the new anointing God has for us. As Matthew says, the bottles perish when we mix fermenting expandable wine with old vessels that cannot expand to accommodate. Just as with all areas God has given us authority over, including our health, we can't really compartmentalize them as worldly and let our health be left in the hands of an authority outside of our faith, like that sick care system our culture has surrendered to. Again, referring mostly to these chronic health issues. And then expect that we would be living this healthy, abundant, full life, full of everything that God has in store for us. The two don't work together. Okay, we're almost done. 2 more slides. Do not let the enemy deceive you, divert you, or divide you. So for deception, Even in this short presentation, you have learned some truths that can combat the lies of the enemy. Proverbs 25:2 says, "It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but the glory of kings is to search out a matter." The truth that the enemy wants to keep from you is your responsibility to seek out. And you are doing that by being here. Diversion. Through the help of kingdom minded clinicians and health coaches, and ultimately with God's guidance, your health path can become straight. Leaning on practitioners, support people who share this mindset, building a team around you is one tool God can provide to help make your path more straight. No more circling around that health mountain. And then division. Through that straight path, God has made a provision to bring wholeness back to your life through Jesus. Healing, body, mind, and spirit is exactly what is necessary to find lasting results. He heals us wholly, and he uses people like me, educational, clinical programs as well, like ones that I offer. And there's lots of other people that offer these things. That can help you make that path straight. So find your people. That's my encouragement. I'm going to end with this story. I love this story of the floating axe head. I will summarize it and give a parallel to our faith journey. So this is found in 2 Kings chapter 6. But the prophets that were with Elijah wanted to build a meeting place at the Jordan. They wanted Elisha to go with them so the endeavor would be blessed. So building this meeting place would be blessed. Elisha was one of God's representatives, and so that's why they asked him to go with them to receive that blessing, just being that representative. But today we have direct access. We need to always walk with God in our health so our endeavor is blessed too. It was a good thing that Elisha did go because a crisis occurred. Habitually disregarding the Lord in the daily matters of our life adds up over time and sets us up for a terrible health disasters. Verse 5 describes the crisis. As one of them was cutting down a tree, the iron axe head fell into the water. "No, my lord," he cried out, "it was borrowed." This poor prophet in training had to borrow this iron axe that was, in those days, quite valuable. For us, we are given this body, yet it is not ours. It was bought with a price, and it is very valuable. So the prophet also spoke to the root of the matter. He did not say, "Oh no, my lord, master, I lost the axe in the water." Nope. The root crisis was that it belonged to someone else, and he no longer was in possession of it. Now, maybe he tried to retrieve it first, called on his friends for help. Human tendency is that we're all susceptible to is doing that. And then eventually turning to God, right? Oh, where'd God go? They were there cutting down trees to build a meeting place. Elisha used that set of circumstances to deliver him out of his crisis by using a branch. God can use your health circumstances to bring you to a place that is ultimately healthier and a more intimate place with him. So Elisha used this branch to retrieve the axe head by throwing it into the water. This branch can be seen as symbolic of Jesus. Isaiah 11:1 says, "A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse. From his roots, a branch will bear fruit." So his body, Jesus' body, as our sacrifice to retrieving our sinking self. However, we still have to do our part. The miracle only goes as far as meeting us where we have to take action. Verse 7, Elisha tells the prophet, "Lift it out." Then the man reached out his hand and took it. There is always a point of contact for our faith. Elisha didn't just have the axe head float up out of the water and hover over to this prophet, right? Like he had to go in and grab it. The woman who touched Jesus' garment, the point of activation for her faith, the wine vessels that we already talked about. If there is any area you have been neglecting as it relates to these 3 Ds, then a health crisis is likely. And you need to find your point of activation for your faith. I know I didn't give you a lot of practical things. There are plenty of people and resources that do that. My objective here was to really speak to the root, to the heart, and just address that in our short time. So I just want to thank you so much for being here.
Wow. That's amazing, Terry. Really, really amazing. In fact, one thing that I just, there are so many nuggets, but one cardinal thing is that when there is a flood in the house, you look at the dam. So I think if there's anything at all we would take away from here, it should be that. Are you looking at the dam, or are you just trying to scoop the water out?
Yeah,
And I think that's what modern medicine has deceived us into believing,
Yes.
that we should just concentrate on the symptom.
Yep. And if there's time at the very end of today, I do have a good example for that, a very short example. I didn't want to put it in here, just only if there's time.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, you can. You can. Yeah, you can tell us what example is it. Or
Right now, real quick.
I mean, if you
Okay.
want to. Yeah.
Heartburn. Who here suffers from heartburn? Okay, so really quick, conventional medicine, you go to the doctor and then you say, "Oh, I have heartburn." And they say, "Oh, you have too much stomach acid. It's burning your throat. Here's a proton pump inhibitor to suppress it." Okay, you take it and it works for a while. But the problem is what they don't really understand is that heartburn has many factors, and one being not enough stomach acid. And I won't go into all the physiology behind that. But in conventional or in functional medicine, we go, well, why do you have heartburn to begin with? Why do you not have enough stomach acid? And so for them to put you on medication that further suppresses your stomach acid, it leads to things down the road, these long-term things. I had a patient 15 years old, was put on proton pump inhibitors. They're only meant for short term, and was on it for at least a decade, and she's developed autoimmune issues because of gut health. Okay, I'll stop.
That is incredible. That's amazing. Obviously, for those of us who have worked in health, we know the correlation between these two, and how definitely what is being done is usually they prescribe you medicine without actually thinking about why. So, like you were saying, the why is the dam. Why did the dam burst, instead of trying to scoop the water out? And okay, to add to what you said, the medicine, what is the future consequences of the medicine? I was involved in the research some years back, kind of researching into the consequences of the effect of medication on people who had skin diseases. And, you know, you have all sort of diseases coming along as a result of this medication, but people don't really know that. So really, really thank you so much for enlightening us and getting us to understand the importance of us, number one, activating our faith in Christ when we are ill. So this forum is not just for us to say that, okay, when I'm ill, I will just pray. No, it's not just about prayer. It's about you going deeper and finding out what the actual problem is. Of course, you will go to doctors to get whatever you have to get to suppress the symptoms, but it is important that you find the root cause of it and then deal with it, because at the end of the day, especially when it comes to lifestyle diseases, many more people are getting into that circle. So yeah. Thank you so much. And so I just want to find out if anybody has any questions so far with what Terry has presented. Dr. Terry, sorry, has presented. Let's hear you before we go into the introduce our next speaker for regarding careers. So, or what was your learning point? So not just even a question, what did you learn? Just put that in the chat for us, or raise your hand and then I would unmute your mic to answer. What did you learn? What did this presentation do for you? For me, I know that it ticked a lot of boxes because I always know of the aspect of people, doctors or the conventional medicine not looking at people holistically, but of course, in your case, adding adding the faith aspect to it just makes it really incredible. Yes, so Sister Bola says that health is wealth. Yeah, absolutely. Without health, we won't be here in the first instance. Okay, I will just pin you for now and then get some, introduce our next speaker. So our next speaker is Sister Bola, and just give me a second to find her bio as we speak. So this is another incredible lady. She's going to talk to us about career. Where are the glasses that I was wearing? Okay, found them now. Just give me a second. Yes. So Sister Bola Akin Odidi is a career consultant, a coach, and a mentor. This lady has over 15 years of experience as a dedicated career advisor. Her passion lies in helping individuals achieve their professional and career goals. She offers personalized services that cater to the unique needs and aspirations of new graduates and mid-career professionals, as well as those at the top of their careers who desire to pivot. Her overarching aim is to support individuals and professionals fulfill their craving for a rewarding career that aligns with their aspirations, removing the complexity and sometimes daunting process of accessing a career that does not only pay the bills, but that which is rewarding in diverse ways. She is committed to staying up to date on the latest job market trends and hiring practices, which enables her to provide the best advice and support to her clients all over the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Sister Bola. Let me find her and pin her on the stage. I'm going to replace me. Yes, I have handed over the invisible mic to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I'm just trying to, let me share my screen. Sorry. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I believe you can see me.
Yes, I can see. So.
Okay, I'm trying to minimize this a little bit. Sorry, technology. Okay. Oh. Okay, see on, sorry. No. Yeah. 1 second. Sorry, I'm just, yeah. Get this. Okay, it's getting too much in the way. Okay, no problem. Thank you, Lady Beatrice. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for this Business and Personal Development Summit. I do believe you made the right decision, and it's part of investing in yourself. Also, I would like to acknowledge all the speakers that have spoken before me. And I can testify that I've learned a lot and I'm still learning every day. I would also like to appreciate Lady Beatrice, who is my coach, for the opportunity. She has supported me, holding my hands, ensuring that I'm moving in the right direction. So tonight, I'll be talking to you on a journey on career development and its impact on your personal growth and success that comes with it. Career development is something that is close to my heart, as I love to empower others, especially the next generation, ensuring that they can achieve and fulfill their potential and career aspiration. I've also applied some of the things that I will be discussing with you tonight in my own career journey, and this has helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot. So without much talking, so let's just get started. Try to my screen. Okay, so yeah, I might not be able to do the full screen, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, because I'm using the book. Okay, so career development. So tonight I'll be talking to you about career development and its impact on your personal growth and success. And first of all, I would like to ask, what do we mean by career development? You know, everybody says career development, what does that mean to you? So to me, career development is not just a journey within the professional realm. It's a transformative process that significantly influences personal growth and success. So here is how career development can impact your personal life and contribute to your overall well-being. I'm going to be discussing some of these points. And another thing, one of the definitions that I put about career development is that it's a dynamic and ongoing process that plays a pivotal role in an individual's personal growth and success. It encompasses a range of activities and strategies, which is aimed at enhancing one's skill, knowledge, experience, opportunities within your chosen professional field. I believe that when you invest in your career and develop it, there is a positive impact and advantage and that comes with it. And some of this impact, I'm going to be talking about that tonight. So one of the things, impact that comes with your career development is skills enhancement. When you develop your career, it's like you're acquiring a new skills. It involves you acquiring new skills and knowledge. And we don't stop learning, we learn every day. So continuous learning and skill development, it does not only make you valuable in job market, but also boost your self-confidence. Because when you have additional skills, when you learn more, you grow. And as a result of that, you're boosting your self-esteem, you're building your self-confidence, you're able to go out there into the job market and compete with others in terms of what you want. And even apart from that, it gives you opportunity to diversify. For example, if you want to go into business of your own passion, you still need to enhance you need skills to be able to do that business. And that is why it's important for you to enhance your skills. The second thing I'll be talking about is continuous learning. I do tell people that we need to learn every day. We are learning every day. You don't stop learning. So you have to have a mindset of continuous learning and adapt, and you have to adapt to it. Because when we started, Lady Beatrice was telling us about mindset, of having a mindset of, we need to change our mindset. So you need to train your mindset up to learning continuously. And some of the skills and knowledge you acquire in your professional life often carries into your personal interests, your hobbies. It enriches your life even outside work. It's not only workplace or work environment, it goes into your business as well. Another thing is about adaptability and resilience. It's not always easy. There are ups and downs. So it also helps you, when you develop your career, it helps you to navigate the ups and downs of a career. And developing your career, it can help you to build resilience. And this resilience will help you to cope with personal setback. It helps you to remain adaptable even when things begin to change. And even it helps you to bounce back from adversity. And that's why it's important for us to develop our career. Also, it helps your skills when it comes to leadership and communication. When you develop your career, you're building your skills in terms of leadership. You're advancing in your career in terms of and the skills that you gain as a result of developing your career in terms of leadership helps your ability to lead and inspire others, because if you don't have a leadership skills, you will not be able to lead others. It's not possible. So it's important that we develop our career. It also gives financial security, that gives you freedom, because by the time you develop others, you're able to acquire other skills. You're able to develop your career, looking into other areas. For example, now we're talking about we're hearing people saying about, hey, artificial intelligence, look into that, see what you can do about it, see the business opportunities. Maybe if you learn it, if you are able to train others on how to use artificial intelligence, you can make some additional income. That's part of financial freedom. So developing your career kind of give you financial security as well. And it provides you with the freedom to explore personal interests as well as enjoy your life. Work-life balance, what do we say? When you pursue career development, it often includes learning to balance work commitment with personal time. And achieving a healthy work, we just finished hearing a discussion about living a healthy life. So it's important that we have a work-life balance. It's not all about career. We should be able to balance our career as well as our personal life. It's important. We need when you balance your work and your career, you are able to reduce stress, and that kind of prevent burnout. So it's important that we do that. Also, legacy and impact. Developing your career allows you to leave a mark, because when you develop your career, you're able to leave a mark, you're able to make a difference, you're able to make a positive impact in your community, in your local church, within the youth, talking to the youth or empowering others, people in your maybe in your place of work, or your colleague in your network, other people that you talk to. So it's kind of gives you an opportunity to leave a mark and make a positive impact within your industry and even in the life of others. And the last thing I would like to talk, I know there are so many things that we can go on and on, but I just want to keep it to about 8 points. Personal fulfillment. When you can develop your career, you're able to you align your career with your passion and values, which can lead to a sense of personal fulfillment. And feeling fulfilled in your professional life often spill over into your personal life, because when you are fulfilled in your professional life, in your personal life, everything it works in parallel. You'll be fulfilled. And also it contributes to a sense of purpose and happiness, because if you're not fulfilled, you're not going to be happy. So it's important that we develop our career so that we can be happy as well. So another thing I would like to touch on tonight is talking about enhancing your skill. How do we enhance our skill? I would like to share some nugget with you on how you can enhance your skill. The first thing I would like to talk about is you setting a clear learning goals. First of all, you need to set a learning goal, because if you don't have a good learning goal, you will just be all over the place. So you need to begin by identifying the specific skills that you want to acquire. You need to clearly define your objective. Why do I want to do this? And you need to ensure that you're focused on what you want to achieve, because if you're not focused, if you're distracted, you will not be able to achieve that goal. And I also want to stress on the point that continuous learning is important. You need to commit to continuous learning. Stay curious, learn artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, so many things out there that you can be curious about, that you want to learn about things. There are so many in this 21st century, so many technologies are coming up. AI, ChatGPT, how do we do it? Be curious, be willing to learn. It's important. And once you seek this opportunity to acquire new knowledge and improve your skills, it will definitely enhance it will add to the skills that you already have. That's like you having additional skills and enhancing yourself. Then you need to utilize online resources. There are so many resources out there. For example, Udemy, there are some courses that you can do there, Coursera, even LinkedIn, they have some courses that you can do. You can go on, if you know your interest, if you have a goal, set it, go in there, go and see what course can I do. I want to learn on AI, I want to learn something on ChatGPT, I want to learn something on cybersecurity. Just go in there. I want to learn something on leadership or public speaking. There are so many courses out there that you can take advantage of. And you need to practice regularly. If you're trying to enhance your skills, it comes to regular practice. So you need to practice regularly. You need to be consistent. You need to dedicate time to practice, because if you don't practice your skills, you're not going to, you'll just be there. Like there's this saying that says practice makes perfect. So when you practice, you become perfect. So, and that is why you need to dedicate more time to do this, whether it's through hands-on experience, exercise, or project related in your area of interest. And lastly, you need to seek feedback and mentorship. It's important. Some people do look at you getting feedback as, oh, maybe some people give me negative feedback, or feedback is feedback. Feedback, when you get feedback from people, you use that to improve the areas where you think, okay, I need to adjust, I need to improve on these areas. These are the things they said I need to check on. You go back into there and improve on it. So don't hesitate to seek feedback from your peers, from your mentors who have expertise in the skills that you're trying to enhance. Constructive feedback can provide valuable insight and guidance for your improvement. So don't hesitate to seek feedback from people. And remember that enhancing your skill is a lifelong journey. It doesn't stop. And the dedication to continuous improvement is valuable trait that can lead to personal and professional growth. So it's important that we seek feedback and enhance our skills. I also like to talk about how to set our goals and achieve it. How do we set our goals? You have to be smart. And when I say smart, you have to be smart. First, your goals have to be specific and clear. Because if your goals are not clear, you yourself setting the goals, you won't understand what you're doing. So define your goals with precision, make them specific, measurable, make sure they're achievable, make sure they are relevant to what you're trying to do. And you have to put a time scale on it. It has to be time bound. And also, when you have clarity, that helps you to understand exactly what you are aiming for and how to measure your progress, because it's important. Also, you need to set both short and long-term goals, because if we don't set short-term goals, we will never get to where we want to be. So it's important that you set both short-term and long-term goals. Also, you need to break your goals into smaller steps. Divide your larger goals into smaller ones, more manageable steps or milestones, because this will really help you to make the path of achieving your goals less daunting, easier for you. And it will allow you to track the progress you're making daily, on a daily basis, and also effectively. And I think one thing that really works for me is I always like to create an action plan. It's important that we have an action plan. develop a detailed action plan for each goal. And I remember when I was having that sessions with Lady Beatrice, she's always, she has this template and she will say, okay, make sure this is your action plan. What are we going to do next week? I need to see this. Okay, let's do it this way. You need an action plan, and then make sure you update it on a regular basis. It's important that we have an action plan. Develop a detailed action plan for each goal. Outline your specific tasks, resources that you're going to use to achieve this goal. Make sure they are there as well. And deadlines, make sure you put deadlines. I need to finish this by so time. Make sure you put it there. You need to stay accountable. It's important, because if you're not accountable, if you're not accountable, how do you achieve your goal? So share your goal with someone that you trust, maybe your friend, your mentor, or your accountability partner, somebody that can check on you regularly, somebody that you can update regularly on how you're making progress. And then you also need to seek their support and encouragement. For example, when I personally, if I'm doing something, if I have trying to achieve something, one of the people that I do defer to is my husband, because I know this is one of his area, and I do check on him that, okay, how am I doing? What do you think I should do? What do you think? I get feedback from him as well. What area do you feel I need to improve on? So it's important that we have somebody that we can defer to, that can help us, support us, and encourage us. It's very important. And also we need to track and adjust. You have to stay flexible. You don't have to be rigid. You need to continue to monitor your progress towards your goal. It's impossible. Use like to-do list. Make sure you use your calendars, goal tracking apps. You can download that from Android or from Apple Store. They're all there. There's so many. Be open to adjustment. You have to be flexible, because if you're not, you can't be rigid. You have to be flexible. You have to move things around. And then you also have to, the reason why I say you have to be flexible is because you need to refine. At times, if you find out that something is not working, you should be able to refine your actions plan if you encounter challenges or roadblock. So, and you need to adapt to changing circumstances. So setting and achieving goal is a dynamic process that requires commitment, planning, and adaptability. So if you're able to follow some of these steps, you can increase your chances of successfully reaching your objectives and realizing your aspiration. I want to touch briefly on how to network and building relationship, which is very, very important, and it's key if we want to develop our career. So building professional relationship through networking, even business relationship through networking, is essential for personal and career growth. And building relationship with people is important, because when they grow, you grow. For example, like this summit that we are attending, it's one of the ways in which we can build a network, or even build business relationship with other people that are attending this. So, and how do you go about it? You have to be genuine and authentic. Be yourself. Authenticity is the foundation of effective networking. You have to be yourself. I'm genuinely interested in others, because if you're not yourself and if you're not interested in others, it's going to be difficult. Authentic connections are more likely to be lasting and of mutual benefit. So you have to be genuine and authentic, and set clear goals. Why do I want this network relationship? Determine your networking goals. Are you looking for a career opportunity? Are you seeking mentor? Are you hoping to learn from others in terms of the new business that you want to go into? Make sure you have a clear objective. This will help you to focus on your effort. attend relevant event and activity. For example, this summit that we are attending today, when you see events coming up, try to attend event, conferences, seminars, and workshops which are related to your field of interest. By gathering these opportunities, you kind of meet like-minded people that will help you, individuals that have that can collaborate with you, that have the same, that you're all in the same line, that have the same ideas. You can share information with them as well. So it's important that we attend events and activities. You need to show interest and you need to listen to others. Let it not be all about you, or you talking and others listening. You need to listen. Should you be an active listener when you're engaged, especially when you are engaging with others. Show genuine interest in their experience and perspective, and listen attentively, because this can actually help you to forge into deeper connection and understand how you can offer value to them and how they can be of help to you. Lastly, follow up and nurture the relationship. You can't just start a relationship and then just leave it like that. You need to follow up with people, especially when you meet new contacts. When you meet new contacts, follow up with them with personalized message, connection requests on professional platforms such as LinkedIn. That was one of the things I learned from Lady Beatrice as well. Building relationship through networking is an ongoing process. It requires patience, effort, and willingness to give as much as you receive, because it has to be give and take, not just you receiving. You have to give and as well as take. Over time, when you start building the connection, you'll be able to provide valuable support to others. Opportunities will come, and then you'll be able to provide, collaborate with others, and also share information that are of interest with them. In a nutshell, I would like to say career development, career ladder is not just achieving a professional success. It cuts across every aspect of our life. It's an holistic journey. An investment in your career is not a waste. I want to tell you, if you invest in your career, I can guarantee you're not wasting any money. You are investing in yourself, and it goes beyond workplace. So when you invest yourself, you're not only invest yourself in yourself because you want to use it at your place of work. It goes beyond that. And that kind of your personal life, your overall well-being will be impacted positively as well when you invest in yourself. So I would like to thank everyone for your time, for listening. I hope you have all been enriched today. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. So thank you very much. I hope you've been blessed. I'll now hand over back to Lady Beatrice.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. I'll just replace you for now. Do you mind sharing? Unsharing? Yes, that's it. Yeah. Yes, thank you so much, Sister Bola, for that outline of how we can think about our career development and how we can actually work towards having a fulfilling career. Because when you are able to do the things that you have mentioned, i.e., making sure that you are learning about the career and advancing and networking with people and having a work-life balance, guess what? That is a holistic lifestyle that we were talking about. And also that makes you energetic to be able to perform to your optimum level at work on a day-to-day basis. So really, really grateful. What I would say is that I have put, so ladies and gentlemen, can you put your takeaways on the chat if you can? That would be wonderful. So Sister Christabel says, thank you, Sister Bola, and Sister Funke as well. Thank you so much. I put the, wait a minute. Yeah. So I put the links for Dr. Terry, who spoke about our health. So her link is there. If you click on the link or if you copy the link, you'll be able to get in touch with her digitally to see what she's doing online. And also Sister Bola's LinkedIn link is also on the chat so that you can connect with her on LinkedIn. In fact, you can connect with her on other social platforms as well. Wonderful. We're moving forward to our last speaker, who is Vanessa Yakubu. I'm just going to see if she's online at the moment. So Vanessa is going to be talking about branding. So we know that this is a business and personal growth summit. So it is not just the business side of things. I mean, it's both business and growth. So we've been talking about growth in terms of our health, living a holistic lifestyle. We've talked about growth in terms of our career. And indeed, we are back to the business side of things on how we can promote our branding. In fact, personal branding is also even something that we should aspire to be. So Vanessa Yakubu, if you are on, I'm going to see where you are. Yes. Yay. Hello, Nessa. Take it away.
Yes. Could you enable me to share the screen, please?
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know why I thought you didn't have slides. I gave it. It takes. Yeah, when I was pinning you, I just thought of giving you co-sign. Co-host. Make it co-sign. Yeah. So
Okay.
you are now
Yes,
able to share your slides, please.
One sec. Oh, okay. Hopefully everyone can see this. Yes, hello everyone. As my mum said, I'm going to be speaking about branding, but I'm going to be giving more of a holistic view on it. So going into why it's important and how it.
Okay, we can't hear you, Vanessa. Vanessa, are you there? I think you need to change your location. So it's evening and every gadget is on at home. So let me just unpin you and then get you to move into a different location, please, darling. Oh yeah, and because you've shared, I can't do anything about it. Okay. So let me know when you are ready, please. Yeah. But so in the meantime, Vanessa needs to change a location so that she can have a better internet. And so I just want to talk about, in fact, let me ask us, everybody here, if you have a question or your learning points over this 3-day period, or even what you've heard today, can you put it in the chat? What would you say has been the highlights of the 3 days for you, or even today, what you've heard from Dr. Terry and from Sister Bola? Either you want to put your hand up and speak, or you want to text, send it to the chat. That would be great. Okay. Sarah, did you want to say anything? Nobody saying anything? I don't want to be the only one talking, you see, that's...
Do you want me to continue?
Okay. In the meantime, shall I invite you, Pastor Joy, if you are available, can you speak then, so that by the time Vanessa comes, you've done?
Mom, can you not hear?
Oh, yes.
If you can't hear or see me.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah, I've been saying for the past 2 minutes.
hear you.
I am so sorry. Sorry.
Well, let her
Okay.
go. Thanks.
I didn't hear you. Sorry. Okay.
Oh
Because I
no,
was
I didn't
walking
want to
away.
interrupt while
Let
you
me
were
put
talking.
you back on. You are still, I think you still have the cosign right if you didn't log out.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll just continue. I think my entire beginning was cut off, but yeah, I'll just start from the beginning. So you can hear me, you can see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so basically I was just talking about the importance of branding and how it kind of connects with the importance of having a website and also having a customer avatar. So those are the 3 main things that I'm going to be talking about. For context, if you don't know who I am, my name's Vanessa. If it's not obvious already, Beatrice is my mum. And I am a ex-computer science student currently on a gap year. But I studied computer science at A-level for 2 years. And I've also worked on various freelance web design projects with like different types of clients, all from different industries. So I've worked with therapists and volunteered for churches and done like work for makeup artists. So I've done like a whole range of different types of websites. And so because of that extensive knowledge, it's kind of given me an understanding of the importance of branding and how much it actually impacts your business. So when you see this logo, you immediately know what it means. Even though it's just an M with a red circle, everyone knows that's McDonald's. And that's because they have put so much time and money and resources into their branding. And that is, on a smaller scale, what you should be aiming to do with your business as well. So yeah, as I was saying, a brand is a name or a design or symbol or any other features that make your business stand out from its competitors. So McDonald's uses its red and yellow branding and its font, and you immediately know what the business is and what it offers. And so I'm going to go into the benefits of owning a website as well, because that directly links to branding. If you don't have a website, then how are people going to see your brand? And then how are people going to be able to make that connection from something as simple as a color scheme or a logo to what your products or services are? So the first one is professionalism. When someone searches your name or your business name on Google and they see that you have your own domain name and that you've actually put in the time or hired a web designer to actually make your business stand out, then it does send a message, and it makes it clear that this is not just a side hustle. This is something that you're taking seriously and that you do want to be recognized for your work. The second one is contact. So people need a way to contact you. If someone sees your work for instance, if you're speaking on this live and someone really likes your work, they have no way of contacting you if you haven't put yourself out there, put your contact details out there. Nowadays, it is easier to just use social media, but again, linking back to the professionalism, depending on what type of business you're in, it might not be as appropriate to have someone connect with you through social media, and it might be more professional to use a website. And then the third one, again, links back to everything, is brand awareness. No one is going to know who your brand is, no matter how much money and time you spend on designing it and making the logos and everything, if there's nowhere to showcase all of that work. And a website is a really good place to do all of that. So why is branding so important? I have 2 examples. The first one is luxury goods. So you see designer brands like Gucci and Rolex, and honestly, without their branding, what would they really be? You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a Rolex watch and an ordinary watch from Argos. So the main thing that they use to actually sell the idea of luxury to you is their branding, is the gold lettering, is the fancy advertising, all of these things that honestly, without that, you wouldn't want to spend thousands of pounds on one item, but that's just how they manage to sell the idea to you. And then the second example I have is the weight loss industry. So when you actually look at weight loss products without all of the branding attached to it, they're actually not that glamorous. For instance, laxative tea, it really is not that pretty, but when they make it look fashionable and exciting, and they really sell this idea of you're going to be this brand new person once you have this tea, suddenly the idea of taking laxatives isn't as disgusting. So again, it just like shows the power of branding and how important it is to actually be able to sell your product in an effective way. So this leads on to choosing your branding. I think it can be quite confusing or maybe a bit daunting, especially if you're doing it independently and you don't have any design experience. You might have 1,000,001 different ideas of where to, like the direction that you want to take your branding. But it's important to stick to one once you find one that actually works for you, especially because if you're using different colors and different fonts here and then different colors and different fonts in another place, then it's not consistent, and then it just becomes confusing and less memorable. Going back to McDonald's, if they were using different colors here and there and different messaging, then it wouldn't really stick in our minds as well. So you have to keep your customer avatar in mind. And if you don't know what a customer avatar is, I'm going to be explaining it in just a second. And then the second thing is visuals make all the difference. So going back to the luxury example, they really sell it to you with the visuals of a nice, luxurious destination, or, you know, just like beautiful imagery. And then that's how they make you want the designer item. So it is really important to make sure that you're using the correct visuals. And especially if you're working in the service industry as well, making sure that you're using images that correspond well with the service that you're providing. For instance, if you are a hairdresser, there's not really, and you specialize in 4C hair, there's no point in you using white models with straight hair on your website. It just doesn't make sense, because then you're going to attract the wrong customers who aren't really looking for your services. And this one is especially true for the weight loss one, is creating a story. It is actually selling the idea of it. In fact, it goes back to the luxury one as well. Yeah, just making sure that it's not just a product you're selling an idea. You're selling an idea of luxury, or you're selling an idea of becoming the best version of you. Whatever your business may look like, you can create a story around it. So as I said, I was going to be going back to what a customer avatar is. Essentially what a customer avatar is your ideal customer. So it's probably best to either write this in a notebook, or if you have some kind of like online notes, basically go through the different types of demographics that you can have and boil it down to one specific person. You can get really, really specific with this. To be honest, the more specific you are, the better. Right down to the name, the age of your ideal customer, their gender. So if I am going back to the hairdresser who specializes in Afro hair, her ideal customer avatar may be a young woman who is of African descent. Depending on how much you want to charge for your braids, then you might want to say what kind of salary she has. If you're trying to charge premium prices but you're going for people who don't have premium salaries, then that's not really going to work out for you, and then you're just going to be targeting the wrong people who aren't going to be able to afford or aren't interested in your services. So just examples like that. What kinds of things does she like to do? She likes to read, or she's really busy, so she doesn't have time to do her hair on her own, which is why she wants to go to you, because you specialize in braids and you can do them really quickly. So just examples like that, just building this idea in your head and then writing it down so that you're kind of manifesting the type of customer that you want. And then having that customer avatar in mind makes making the entire branding experience so much easier, because now you know you're targeting a woman, you're going to use more feminine branding. And yes, it's stereotypical, but at the end of the day, this is what works the most. So yeah, you know you now targeting young women, you're going to use branding that they're going to be interested in. There's no point in using masculine branding that is going to turn her away from your business or give her the wrong idea of what your business is offering. So all right down to the colors and the images that you use and everything. Having a customer avatar will just make it a way more seamless experience for you. And if you are planning on hiring a web designer or hiring a professional to do your website, then being able to show them, this is what my customer avatar is, and this is what I want you to design the website on, will make it so much easier for both of you to understand what the message is. And it will make it, in turn, a lot easier for you to target these clients or these potential customers when you're finally ready to launch your business. So yeah, that basically just wraps up everything that I was saying. You have to tailor your business to serve the type of audience that you want. And once you do that, you'll be able to choose the branding that you want, and then in turn be able to create the website of your dreams and be able to use that as your portfolio and use that as your point of contact and improve the professionalism of your entire brand. Thank you for listening.
Amazing.
Over
Thank
to
you,
Mama.
Vanessa, for that short and sweet rendition of branding and what we need to be doing. I like the idea of, if you are somebody who braids hair or hairdresser, tailoring it to perhaps Black people, and then you have people with straight hair on your website. It doesn't make sense. That reminds me, recently I just saw this lady's text on the Unique Woman platform, and she's trying to communicate with Black people, and then there were white people on the flyer, and I'm like, there's that incongruency, and people don't really relate. So thank you for reminding us about that. Now, I'm going to call on, I'm just going to unpin you for now, and I'm going to call on Pastor Joy to talk with us about. Pastor Joy, are you ready?
Yes,
Vanessa,
boss.
please, and share. Yeah. And the lady who breathes books, as for you. When
Come
you
and have
breathe,
some.
a book appears.
We thank God for that.
Anyway, yes, so the floor is yours.
Oh,
Just
thank you so much.
5 minutes to tell us about working with me, and then also tell us about the latest books that you've just done. And then
Okay. Thank you for the privilege. Good evening, everyone. In fact, it has been expected 3 days. I can't believe that's coming to an end. So well done, Coach Beatrice. This is my coach. I'm really proud of her. And yes, I hope when I grow up, I'll be like her in social media arena. Thank you. So yes, I've been knowing this wonderful lady for quite a number of years now. Not too long, but the relationship has really developed past just business. We are now a family, and so I can really watch that this lady, she deliver what she promised, in fact beyond. Yes, before we met, before I decided to use Coach Beatrice services, I've been in the book industry for over 20 years. And yes, when it comes to advertising my services, at the point I don't even know how to charge, and at the same time using social media platform was a struggle. But God connected us in a way that since our path crosses, I really have to some extent confident now in at least posting on Facebook. So she has really worked on my business, and various other platforms as well that are now appear, and I say, wow. I can only say, if you are here to use the services, don't hesitate. Number one, can work with you and your family, your children, Or even yourself, initially I was thinking, oh, what do I have to, why I don't need people to follow me. But as a business person, you really need these services. And in a nutshell, beyond what you pay for, you will get. And I think that is what is important in asking for someone to help you, not just someone that will help you on surface, but someone that will work with you to make it happen. So what else can I say than just go for it? I am proud of what Beatrice and the guests are doing. And not only even proud of what they are doing, that our own person is doing this kind of services, that we go out there and not even trust the people, they don't understand our language, but here we are. We have someone that will work with you, genuinely want you to make it, because one of our goals is that your profit, your success is her profit, is her success. And what else do you want from a business relationship like that? So without much overemphasize my point, but they say you have tried others, tried it. You will try, we convince you. I can tell that indeed. Go for it. As she rightly said, my business now, Joy of Many Generations, I can deliver my presentation with my eyes closed. Why? Because of the structure that she has helped me put in place. I'm telling you, I can deliver. Before then, I tried to memorize this, memorize that.
I remember when you used to bring me paragraphs, and then I would say, "What are you doing with this?" And she would say, "These are my presentation." And I said, "You know what? Just put them away." At the end of this coaching sessions, you are going to be doing your presentation. Did you believe that? Did you believe
Initially, I was actually panicking. I said, "No, I need my notes.
I need my paper."
And
I said, "You know what? Once you have the right structure, you don't need a paper, because
that's right.
It's all in your mind, in your head, and you just need to remember the structure, and then you are able to deliver."
I'm telling you. So thank you so much once again. In fact, I said I can deliver my presentation. Wake me up. Why? Because this woman has done amazing work. I have other businesses that are coming up. I cannot look outside than I have the right person by my side already. So I will forever, and God help us, keep on using your business, your services rather, because I know that yes, you definitely get more than you bargain for. And as you rightly said, I have other books coming up. My 16th or 17th book now published.
It's too, for you, anytime you breathe, a book comes out. So what books are coming out? A couple of books. So let us hear about them, please.
Yes, the one on my plan that actually on my DP is my not too recent book, Joyful Author. I won't forget most of their names because as I'm saying one, another one say I'm here. I have the workbook and I have the main manual rather. So, and the two that's actually currently in the pipeline, I got email this morning that they are available on Amazon, is Diary for 2024 and beyond. And this diary will help you to actually break down. I remember the first person that had talk about the presentation that just had the presentation, talk about having an action plan. So that diary will give you that platform where you can have action plan, you can have goals for every month. And also there's another one that is coming out, is about how you can study your Bible throughout the year. It just break it down. That's every day there are chapters there for you to cover. By the end of the year, you have cover your a whole Bible, and there's session for reflection, there's session for prayer. In fact, those two books, I can't even wait to hold them in my hand. So just Google Joy Annie and or go to Amazon, and you will be surprised of what the Lord has been helping me doing. In fact, so many ideas coming up. I just thank God for that. And if you need me to help you to bring your ideas together, I am here for you. This is what I love to do. I just think that God has created me for One of the purpose is to just help others as well to write their story, write their experiences, because your story was listening or reading about. So if you don't want to be forgotten as soon as you're dead, write something worth reading or do something worth writing about. In a nutshell, this is Joy of Many
God bless
Generations.
you. God bless you.
God
Now,
bless
the
you.
other thing
Thank
I just want to
you.
mention is that you have, based of the work that we did, it came as a book. What's the name of it? The Joyful Author's Blueprint book.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
this book is as a result of the work we did in terms of getting Pastor Joy to be able to craft her coaching of book writing into a way that, as she was mentioning, she can actually present it with her eyes shut. She doesn't, if you wake her up in the night and say, what are the 7 P's steps to having a book, starting a book and launching a book, she can deliver that presentation, 90 minutes presentation with ease. And that book is on Amazon. It's an Amazon bestseller, and I'm just in awe of what you are doing. So thank you so much for the opportunity of allowing me to support you in this journey. Yeah. So thank you. And then I'll put her Pastor Joy's website on the chat. And so you can click Joy of Many Generations and get to her. I think it's Sister Dele who is asking whether the recordings will be sent to you. Yes, the recordings will be sent to you if I have your phone number, or if you registered for this program on your email, it will be coming out. It will be sent to you tomorrow. So that is what is going to happen. Now, yesterday, I'm just wrapping up now. So just to say thank you everyone for being here. Yesterday, I presented the fact that I want to help some of the entrepreneurs, or those who want to be entrepreneurs, in terms of how you can grow the business, or you can even begin to think and conceptualize and put the business together. So the link is on the chat as well, Simply Family Business membership. And I will personally be doing presentations weekly to help you understand these concepts of social media, of digital marketing, and what have you. Thank you for everyone who has indeed been here. In fact, let me just share that one more time so that people will see what we were talking about. We still have about 5 minutes. If you have any question, again, if you can put the question in the chat, that will be appreciated, and our presenters will be able to answer you based on that. It is, I mean, this is it. We have been here for the past 3 days. We have enjoyed being here. We have learned a lot. We have shared a lot. And, sometimes when you hear a program like this, and then you might have questions, and you can decide to, unmute yourself and ask the question, or just give us put it in the chat as well. So I'm just gonna bring out the page for the Simply Family Business offer and just go through that quickly with you, and just let you understand that, whatever it is, as we were talking about mindsets, those that are open to taking opportunities always win. Because yes, sometimes we lose. Those of us who are, who are chasing after purpose, sometimes you lose. There's no two ways about that. But you cannot win sometimes without losing. And I followed this guy called Miles, I've forgotten, Marion Golden. He gave a story of you have to go down to go up, and he would give the analogy of the eagle. So when the eagle is teaching their children how to fly, sometimes the eaglet will drop and to almost to the ground, and then the mother eagle will come and pick them up and train them until but they don't stop until they are able to fly. And when they start to fly, guess what? They fly and soar. It's the same for us in whatever we are doing. from the beginning, there will be challenges, there will be difficulties, but guess what? We cannot be bound, certainly not be bound by challenges. We can't allow ourselves for that to happen to us, because at the end of the day, we have a purpose. And as I mentioned earlier, everyone has a calling in this world. We all have a calling, and whether you have identified it yet or not, it is important that you look for that calling and the things that are niggling in your mind. And again, for those that are wanting to start a business or even want to personally improve yourself, when the thing is happening in your mind and you're thinking constantly about it, there is always a reason, and you have to pursue it. Otherwise, you are going to be living unfulfilled life. And you know, there's no reason for that if you can have help to be able to do what you're supposed to do. So just a recap of what I mentioned, I have been in this industry for some time now, learning about all these things. Recently returned from America, studying about funnels and how you can actually automate your business so that the business is working even while you're asleep. That is how powerful this is. And to be able to have you as in a membership circle, so that every week you are coming to get nuggets or information that will help you to be able to do certain tasks that you couldn't do before. That is what this membership is all about. So that's the landing page. So if you click on the sales on the link that's sent to the chat, you will see all these and just go through them. This is just the program, or it's a concept. So the simple word is the concept for how you can actually think about a business, how you can develop a business, and also how you can promote it digitally. And these are the bonuses. Vanessa, who just spoke, no, this is Blessing Insta course, helping you specifically to learn about Instagram. This one is Vanessa's course. She did that a couple of years or 3 years ago now. And, you know, a lot of things has happened since then, but the principles are still the same. Facebook group that we can have these chats and talk about how we can empower ourselves with learning the digital. And as I was saying, technology is continuously advancing, and if we are not, you know, carrying ourselves along, we are going to be left behind. It's a membership site. You are welcome to cancel anytime, because the point is that once you have been there for some time and you realize that you've got the hang of whatever it is that you want to learn, fair enough. You know, you can cancel at any time. It's not a problem. Now, from this week, you have the chance to start for $1, £1. And subsequently you are going to be billed $19.97. So under £20, less than £1 a day to be able to access the information and access to me, be able to help you to grow your business. That's that from me. And I will ask, is there any question, please, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any gentleman here? Any question, any takeaways? I just want to say thank you, Dr. Terry. I'm really, really grateful. I appreciate you for giving us the opportunity to listen to this aspect of holistic health, especially adding our faith to it. Also, at this point in time in the US, it's still a daytime. You're working hours and you are here. At least we are getting ready for bed now. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Thank you, Lady Bola, for giving us the rendition on how to become, to grow in our profession and to take professional and career development seriously. I am so grateful to you, Vanessa, for all that you have done and continue to do. You know, creating all the websites, creating all the funnels for me all these years. Really appreciate you. And also Pastor Joy has been a dream client who has taken all these ideas and literally been able to implement them, and she can sing about her business in a joyful way. Thank you all. So thank you for those of you who have joined. Pastor Obi has been with us for the past 3 days. Really, really appreciate you. Demi's iPad, don't know who you are, if that's your name. Thank you. Sister Funke, thank you. DN, thank you. You know yourself. You, Fele, thank you so much. And then another iPhone. And Sister Dele, thank you, thank you. God bless you all. And obviously, we will continue with the conversation. Sister Martha is here and Pastor Flo as well. Thank you, ladies, for being here. And I shall come your way once again. Thank you so much and have a good evening. Have a blessed weekend.
Well
Bye, bye,
done.
bye.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you, Pastor
Thank
Joy.
you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
Thank
Wonderful
you.
session. Yeah.